Factory Superstar is designed to automate much of the admin side of any small manufacturing business. So whether you have a part-time business making candles that you sell on Etsy, or if you have 20 workers on the shop floor making high-tech components for the automotive industry, it can significantly increase your productivity and free up a huge amount of time. It has lots of features, but in this video I'm only going to show you what makes it absolutely exceptional. So pay attention to this. In this example, a customer has placed an order with us, and here I'm going to add the item they've ordered to the sales order I made earlier. They've ordered a desk, so this example is for a furniture manufacturing company, and I know it's out of stock. It asks me to enter a length, a wood type, which is pine or oak, and a wood colour, and I'll explain this in a minute. Now that item has been added to the sales order, note that instead of saying in stock or out of stock, it says in progress. So what does this mean? Watch when I click this expand button. This might look complicated at first, but really I'm just looking at the colours. Factory Superstar has checked the inventory and found that we don't have the desk that we want in stock. So it knows the quickest and easiest way to make the desk would be if we had the correct desktop, the correct frame, and the correct assembly and packaging materials, and if we assembled these using the assembly and packaging process. But in this case, we don't have the tabletop or the frame in stock, so it then says, what do we need to get the tabletop in stock? Well, we need an unfinished tabletop, and we need to spray it with a certain amount of lacquer here, and this is in the wood finishing process. But we don't have that tabletop, so we need a certain amount of wooden planks, and we need to cut them up in our wood cutting process, and so on. You'll see here that even though we entered in a specific length for the desk, 150 centimeters, Factory Superstar has calculated even the exact amount of lacquer or bubble wrap required and checked to see if that's in stock. In addition to calculating what is required, it also calculates how much it has cost and how long it will take to make, or how long it will take to get in stock if it is purchased from a supplier. It does this for every component, no matter how insignificant. Not only does it calculate what is required and how much it costs and how long it will take to produce, but it tells your production team what they need to do and when they need to do it, and it keeps track of the production status for every component. So here, the frame of the desk is out of stock, but we have all the subcomponents, the legs, the crossbars, etc. in stock, so we can make the frame. It's made in what we call our metal fabrication and welding process, and you can use whatever process you like. In our metal fabrication and welding department, we have a screen which is literally a mobile phone or a tablet computer or an old PC monitor, anything that can access the internet, that shows this page. This is the metal fabrication and welding process page. It shows the operator what they need to make, what materials they need to make it with, and what urgency and priority they need to do it. They work from top to bottom. You can see our desk frame here. You can even add a drawing that they can easily refer to. When they've made it, they click the big green button and the system will work out what to do next and keeps everything up to date. You can see how things are progressing in your factory no matter where you are in the world. This is what that screen looks like in real life. So here is the screen in our metal fabrication and welding department. So as soon as that order was added to the system, Factory Superstar told the guys at the relevant stations what to do through these screens. Here on the screen we have the drawing that they can refer to, and here is the green button they click when they have completed that particular task. Again, when they click it, the system updates the inventory, works out what needs to be done next, and your admin team can see exactly what stage production is at from anywhere. The red writing here is a note. You can add notes to any specific stage in a production order, and through notes you're basically talking to the guys on the shop floor about that particular component from your office, so it comes in very useful. You can see from the black from the operator's hands how well used this screen is. You don't need to have a high-tech Factory to benefit from Factory Superstar. You can integrate it into your existing workflow pretty easily, and again you can use it to make anything, so fabrics, cosmetics, kitchen utensils, complex fabrications, or even bridges. This metalworking example is just because this is the business that Factory Superstar was developed to manage, and we still use this business to develop and test the system. Factory Superstar can be used to make absolutely anything. You'll remember that I specified the desk to be 150 centimeters long using pine wood and a standard wood colour. Well, you can make these parameters anything you want and the system will take them into account. So if I had instead specified the length to be 100 centimeters long and a blue desk colour, it would recalculate the amount of wood, metal and bubble wrap required to make this shorter desk, and would even calculate the surface area of the new desktop so that it can work out what volume of the blue paint we would need to make it. All the while it's again calculating the costs, times and stock requirements, and even things like the shipping dimensions, and telling your team what to do, even though this is a bespoke and customized product. To show you the power of the system, look here under the wood cutting process. In this example, we're using a CNC machine to cut the wood to size. When we entered those initial parameters, like the 150 centimeters length, the system calculated the size of the tabletop we needed. It also calculated how much of the tool life cutting this tabletop would consume, and again, it incorporates the tool cost into the final product cost. And that's not all. So you'll remember that we chose wood type is pine at the start. The other option for wood type was oak, and oak is a much harder wood than pine, so it wears tools out quicker. If we had selected oak, Factory Superstar would have recalculated how much of the tool was consumed by cutting the oak. So Factory Superstar even enables your preventative maintenance schedules to be dependent on the work that your machines have actually done rather than some arbitrary figure. When Factory Superstar works out that your tool is at the end of its life, it will tell you to change it before using your machine for the next job. Like I said, Factory Superstar does a lot more than this. It tracks purchases, dispatches, sales channels, customers, cost histories, all that sort of thing, and it automatically generates shipping labels of QR codes and allows you to analyse massive amounts of your business's performance. So it is very powerful, but most importantly, we've designed it to be as easy to use as possible. So it's quick to learn, quick to use, quick to set up, there's nothing to install. The screens that you would set up in your workshop that I showed you an example of, they can be any old computer or tablet or mobile phone. You could start automating your own workshop admin within an hour of watching this video. We have a free trial and prices are on our website.